After the madness of UFC 315, something truly career-defining happened for Jack Della Maddalena. He got the phone call every fighter dreams of. And no, it wasn't from his mom or his coach, it was straight from Dana White himself. Dana, the big boss of the UFC, personally dialed Jack to say congrats, kid. This wasn't just a courtesy call, it was Dana White giving Jack his stamp of approval. That's the moment Jack realized, I made it. He wasn't just another name in the mix, he was now someone the boss personally wanted to congratulate. And you know what? Jack wasn't about to let that moment slip by. Mid-conversation, with the adrenaline of his victory still pumping, Jack went for it. He shot his shot. He asked the question that everyone was already whispering about. Could he be next for Islam Makhachev? Jack didn't ask it shyly, he threw it out there like a challenge to the universe, showing that he wasn't just some lucky striker, he was ready to take on the scariest name in the business. Dana, ever the smart businessman, didn't give a solid yes or no, he played it classic Dana style. Vague but promising, he told Jack they'd figure something out. Now, if you know anything about the fight game, that's Dana speak for, I'm listening. Jack, fired up by Dana's reaction, didn't hold back. He yelled, Dragon next, right, let's go. That wasn't just trash talk, that was Jack declaring to the world that the dragon is breathing fire and is coming for Islam. But Jack's not all bravado. Before the call ended, he made sure to say, thanks Dana, thanks Hunter, I really appreciate it. He knows these guys pull the strings, and he's got enough respect to acknowledge that. Yet he left them with a message that felt bigger than himself. Save the welterweight division, save the division. He wasn't just asking for a fight, he was telling the UFC, let's keep this division alive, let's make it exciting again. But while Jack was celebrating and dreaming about facing Islam, the champ himself wasn't sitting quietly. Islam Makhachev hit back fast and hard. He posted on X, dropping a message that made waves instantly. Time to become a double champion. Inshallah, let's go. That's Islam's way of saying he's done playing small, he's ready to make history, he wants that welterweight strap to match his lightweight crown. And Jack? Oh, he wasn't intimidated. In his post-fight interview, when someone brought up Islam's post, Jack smiled and said, I think it's a beautiful challenge. You know, he's pound number one. I'm gonna get him back for vault. See, this isn't just about belts anymore. Jack is fighting for more than gold. He's fighting for his buddy Alexander Volkanovski, who Islam beat in a close and bitter fight. Jack wants revenge, plain and simple. But Islam's not the type to let anyone get under his skin. He clapped back with another post. You are not Volk. I will show you a different level. Keep my belt clean. Boom. That's Islam reminding Jack that this isn't the same game. He's on another level and Jack better respect that. This back and forth has got all the makings of an epic showdown. The fire is lit, the trash talk is heating up, and the whole MMA world is ready for what could be the biggest super fight we've seen in a while. The clash of styles, the hunger, the stakes, it's all there. But let's move to another bombshell that exploded last night. The MMA internet blew up over some bizarre footage of none other than Jon Jones. People saw clips of Jon in places, outfits and situations no one expected. Fans were scratching their heads, memes were flooding the internet. What was Jon doing? Well, the truth is finally out. Jon Jones is in Russia. And he's not just on vacation, he's filming a reality show called Alf Reality. For those who don't know, that's basically Russia's spin on the legendary Ultimate Fighter series. And guess who's going to be his rival coach? None other than the King of Chaos himself, Nate Diaz. Yeah, you heard that right. Jon Jones and Nate Diaz, two of the wildest, most unpredictable fighters in history, are now coaching rival teams on Russian reality TV. And the footage? Oh, it's wild. Jon dancing in Russian outfits, taking part in strange local traditions, and hanging out with fighters in raw, unfiltered settings. Fans can't get enough of it. The memes, the jokes, the speculation, it's gone global. But behind the laughter, there's curiosity. How is Jon Jones, a guy known for his serious, dominant demeanor, going to handle this completely insane environment? And how will Nate Diaz's rebellious energy clash with Jon's alpha attitude? This show is basically a ticking time bomb of drama waiting to explode. People are already counting the days until the footage drops, because with these two as coaches, you can expect fireworks both in and out of the training room. Now, let's switch gears and talk about Belal Muhammad. Second time the man went into UFC 315 as the champ, but left with his belt gone and a ton of questions hanging over him. Belal fought like a warrior. No one can take that from him. He showed heart, grit, and toughness. But everyone's asking the same thing. What was his game plan? Everyone expected Belal to lean on his bread and butter, his grappling. That's what got him the belt. That's how he beat Leon Edwards. But when the cage door closed, Belal did something no one saw coming. He decided to stand and strike with Jack Della Maddalena, the most dangerous striker in the division. And well, the result speaks for itself. Jack outstruck him, outmaneuvered him, and took the belt. Renowned coach Javier Mendez couldn't hide his surprise. He went on submission radio and said, "My heart goes out to Bal. He's a warrior." But he didn't fight his usual fight. He should have wrestled like he did against Leon. And he's not wrong. Belal did try some takedowns, but not nearly enough. And when he did mix them in late, he had moments of success. But by then, it was too late. Even Robert Whittaker weighed in, saying, "I expected more takedowns." From the outside, it looked like Bal was trying to prove something by standing with Jack. Whittaker called it a big mistake. And JDM himself? He laughed when someone asked if Belal brought his Canelo-inspired boxing. Jack just chuckled and said, "No, he didn't." There was even a small controversy during the broadcast. For a moment, the graphics showed Bal landing more significant strikes in round 3, but later the corrections showed the truth. JDM landed 34, while Bal had 32. Not a huge gap, but still, JDM outworked him. The big question now, did Jack's footwork and takedown defense just shut Belal down? Or did Belal, tired of being called boring, try to prove he could bang and pick the worst time to do it? And now let's head over to the lightweight division, because things there just got even messier, but in the best way possible. Charles Oliveira has finally sent his message loud and clear to Dana White and the UFC matchmakers, and baby, it looks like the fight fans have been begging for might actually happen. Charles Oliveira versus Ilia Topuria. For months, everyone's been guessing what the UFC would do next, especially after Islam Makhachev hinted he was done defending his lightweight belt for now and had his eyes set on the welterweight title. This left everyone wondering who's going to keep the lightweight division alive. If Belal Muhammad had defended his title at UFC 315, Islam probably would have been forced to stay at 155 and face Topuria next. But as we all know, Belal lost. That opened the door for Islam to chase Jack Della Maddalena's welterweight belt, leaving the lightweight title picture wide open. And in that chaos, Charles Oliveira stepped right in. The Brazilian superstar didn't wait around. Moments after JDM took Belal's belt, Charles jumped on social media and called out the UFC bosses. His message was crystal clear. Dana White, Sean Shelby, Hunter Campbell, we are ready with the pen in hand. Charles basically said, let's stop playing, I'm ready, Topuria's ready, let's make this official. And let's be honest, this is the moment Charles has been waiting for. Ever since he lost his belt to Islam, Charles has been grinding for another chance at gold. He knows the lightweight throne is up for grabs, and he's not about to miss it. But there's still one major question everyone's whispering about. Will this fight be for an interim title, or will the UFC force Islam to give up his 155 belt completely? Islam has been clear. He wants to chase welterweight greatness, but doesn't want to let go of his lightweight crown just yet. He thinks he can still defend it later this year if the chance comes up. But the UFC, they might have other plans. They might want to keep the division moving, maybe even crown a new king while Islam plays in another weight class. Fans are split. Some think Islam deserves to keep the belt while exploring new challenges. Others say strip him and let Charles and Ilia fight for the real thing. One thing is certain, the next few weeks are going to be critical. The UFC's decision will shape the future of the lightweight division. Will they honor Islam's wishes? Or will they crown a new king while he's away? Everyone's watching. And finally, let's talk about the heavyweight division, because things there are heating up too. Tom Aspinall, the interim heavyweight champ, is done waiting. He's been begging, shouting, doing everything short of skywriting to get a fight locked in with John Jones. And now he's finally got a sit-down meeting with the UFC bosses to figure it out once and for all. Tom revealed in an interview that this meeting could be the moment everything changes or doesn't. His frustration is boiling over. He's been campaigning for months, calling out John Jones, trying to unify the belts, but at the end of the day, he knows the decision isn't in his hands. In his own words, Tom said, "Me personally, I can't do anything. I do think it's just down to money on his side, so I will fight whenever, wherever he wants, but it's down to money, I think." And you can feel his irritation. John Jones is a legend, a veteran, and he's playing his cards carefully at this point in his career. Tom knows that. But that doesn't make the waiting any easier. He even admitted that if tonight's meeting doesn't end with a fight getting booked, he's moving on. Period. Tom said, "Oh, I'm well bored of it. I've had enough. We either need to fight or I need to move on." That's the reality for Tom right now. He wants to unify the division. He wants to prove he's the best, but he's not going to sit around forever. And the whole MMA world is waiting to see what comes out of that meeting. Will the UFC finally lock in Tom Aspinall versus John Jones, or is the heavyweight division about to head in a whole new direction? Everyone's holding their breath.